with, this isn't about me. It's about what I represent. And I may be preaching to the choir, but bear with me. My ramblings. Excuse me for a moment. I've debated for so long on how I was going to begin conference, what would be more powerful and maybe have more of an impact. And well, rather than taking it off, I am putting it on for now. The it that I'm referring to is this hijab, covering one's hair and body and carrying yourself with a high degree of modesty is required in the Islamic religion. Am I any different now than how I introduced myself to you a few seconds ago? What are your immediate thoughts? How are you feeling right now? No, I'm not a terrorist. No, I'm not oppressed. No, I'm not submissive. I'm not. So those are all the things that I'm not. But let me tell you what I am and who I am. I'm human. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a daughter. I'm an aunt, a sister, a granddaughter. I'm a woman. I am an American. With that alone, you and I already have a lot in common. I also just happen to be Muslim and Palestinian. I just have what you say, a little extra spice on my dish. Nothing more, nothing less. And colleagues, who doesn't like a little spice? I am the same exact person. Same beliefs, same thoughts, just covered up. I am saddened and ashamed of myself and how much I care about what people think. But I'm not strong enough yet. I don't know if I will ever be strong enough to ignore the stares and sometimes ignorant comments. But even more absurd is that I'm scared of the hidden feelings and thoughts that people possess and what crosses their mind when they see someone like me with hijab at dinner, in a hotel, on an airplane. Sadly, I'm just not there. I do admire and respect those Muslim women who carry their head up high with pride, regardless of what people say and do and think. So let's get back to the theme. Diversity, the spice of life. This year's theme was very easy to come up with for me. What does it all mean? Diversity, although a very common term, is a very important part of my being, my day-to-day life. Considering one doesn't get this opportunity often, why wouldn't I use this platform to discuss and engage LCA members in a topic of significance to me and hopefully to many of you? And of course, what better time than now, this very moment. Let me start by sharing a little more about myself. I was born an American, but actually physically born in Jerusalem, Palestine. At 5 years old, my family decided to move to America for better opportunities. opportunities. Again, already an American, not moving for citizenship, I was an American born on foreign soil. Both my parents were American citizens from birth. My father was born in Louisville, Kentucky. I know, Louisville. But what if my parents weren't citizens, but wanted better and wanted us to be Americans? Is that a bad thing, moving to America for the betterment of your family? I am one of 3 children, the only girl and the middle child. I had a very good upbringing with lots of love, lots of encouragement. I went through the Jefferson Parish public school system. I graduated valedictorian, made not only myself proud, but my entire family. I believe 3 generations attended my graduation. It was a big deal. After high school, I had a great opportunity to attend one of 3 universities, all local. I received full academic scholarships from Xavier, LSU, and Tulane. All were great and offered exactly what I wanted. Ultimately, I decided on Tulane University. I loved my experience at Tulane, and I certainly learned a lot from my peers, but it didn't come without its struggles. It was a complete and total shock for me. I came from the public school system. That's all I knew. And although I loved Tulane and would recommend it any day of the week, I struggled to fit in, and for so many reasons. Socioeconomic status, I was a commuter, my ethnic, cultural, religious background, just a lot of change quickly. It was a struggle at times. It was during this time in my life that I grew the most. I always like to say that intellectual growth is simple, but it's the emotional growth that doesn't happen without a few tears and challenges. I felt inferior, and it wasn't that anyone was treating me differently. It really wasn't anyone's fault. It was the system in place. This was the moment in my adult life that my differences were very apparent. We have the power to change the system. It's interesting, the power of the system. When I was pregnant, my in-laws kept pushing for more westernized names. I would get comments like, make your kids' lives easier. Why make them struggle in life with a difficult name? If we had a boy, I wanted to name him Muhammad. It's not easy, right? I wasn't ready to conform. Adversity builds character, I would tell them. And even though it was a struggle for me at times, being called I-Man or He-Man, all sorts of names, I made it. And I think I made out fine. Adversity does create character. Anyways, we didn't have a boy. We have 2 girls, Imani and Leanne. Both are Arabic names, Imani meaning wish, and Leanne meaning soft and delicate. Throughout elementary, middle, and high school, my differences were apparent and pointed out daily. But it's not what you think. Not by outsiders, not at all. It was by my mother. Mom, can I? No, you're a girl. Mom, can I? No, we're Muslim. Mom. And you can understand the pattern. I was the type of child that really didn't question it or rebel or put up any sort of fight. If my parents didn't agree, okay, it wasn't going to happen. I guess my upbringing naturally separated me from others and pointed out that I was different and that different was okay. So I expected it and accepted it. Or so I thought. It's one thing to separate yourself and see yourself as different and not engage in certain activities by choice. But when that separation, that exclusion is done by outsiders to you, that's just infuriating. That I can't accept. That I refuse to accept. Take social media, for example. That's the simplest of my examples. My so-called Facebook friends, they most likely, I'm sure, forgot they were friends with me for a while, for a moment. The hateful posts about Islam, about Black Lives Matter, about minorities, about immigrants. At some point, enough is enough. Some of these people are my coworkers. Is this how you truly feel? You have all this hate, but you're friends with me? Why? It's because they don't see this side of me, this side that you see in front of you today. I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir. I'm sure it doesn't exist here, right? I'm not trying to create a kumbaya world. People will pass judgments about people, but we are professional counselors. We are different. If not, shouldn't we be? And I'm not trying to stir up controversy this weekend, but I am trying to get us to communicate openly and respectfully about our differences. I want this to happen so badly because I know our differences will make us connect on a deeper level, when a deeper level of understanding follows. If you're afraid of me and what I represent, I'd rather you tell me in person, face to face, than talk negatively behind my back. At least, when I hear you say those things, it opens up a door for communication. So it brings me to this, where this all started in a sense. I wrote a letter to membership addressing the tragic violence that occurred in Baton Rouge. I had several people review it because I didn't want to offend anyone. Anyone. I said no killing is justified. I still stand by that. No killing, no violence is ever okay, regardless of what the criminal justice system decides. We are healers. We are professionals. When I say Black Lives Matter, it does not mean blue lives don't. I'm not bashing the police. Because I say Muslim lives matter, it doesn't mean I don't care or value other lives. It's just in the moment, those particular lives are suffering tragedy and need a little more attention. I should be able to say these things as president, and yes, using this platform, and not offend or alienate anyone, because that's certainly never my intention. After that letter, our amazing Diane responded to a lot of emails. Some she shared with me, some she said, nah, you shouldn't read these. But as she put it comes with the territory. I hope I didn't alienate anyone just now. It was hard not to take that personally. After that experience, I think twice about what I put into writing. It's hard to see intentions through writing alone, but please try to. Let's have these conversations during conference. I welcome them. And there are plenty of opportunities throughout conference to do so. Please participate in that reflection wall. Don't forget to take your selfies, because that is a way to represent and express yourself. It is our duty to open our minds and our hearts to differences. We can't refer and refuse to work with people because we disagree with their lifestyle, their backgrounds. We are helpers. We are healers. We are professionals. Diversity and respect for diversity is about creating an opportunity for people to listen and understand another person's perspective. You don't have to agree with me, or even like me for that matter, but respect me and the spice I bring to the table. And let's throw out those assumptions you think you may have about me, my culture, my religion. Just ask me. And when I say me, it's not about me, but it's what I represent. one reason or another, and find out a little bit about them and what spice they bring to the table. Making connections, real, not superficial connections with people, adds a lot of spice to our dishes. And it is spicy in here. We're very diverse. And that, my friends, can make things very, very delicious. I want to wish you all a conference filled with lots of knowledge and opportunities for growth. I hope this weekend encourages you to move beyond your comfort zone, to have those difficult but necessary conversations, and to embrace, welcome, and interact with counselors and students outside your everyday circle. I challenge you to do that at least once this conference.